So this is day 2 now at JEC Forum Italy. Welcome to the nice Villa Erba and the conference session we are having here. Together now with me is RAPHAEL PLEYNET. I've met RAPHAEL many times. He's the managing director of the EuCIA. And with him, I would like to talk particularly about the European Composites Circular Alliance. The execution part. There's a strategic part together, for example, with the European Union, and then of course there's this execution part. So tell us about where are you right now standing as a short intro to this topic.
Okay, but thank you to give us the opportunity in this fantastic location, Lake of Como. So where we are on this alliance, we launched it at the JEC, where you were the very first signatory, I remember, in cooperation with the European Commission. The launch has been very successful, and that's why we went to, as scheduled, to the declaration. So it means now, since 2 weeks, you can go on our website and you can be part of the alliance. And part means that we will be together in 3 weeks, online meeting with the Commission to really start the work. So it means this alliance has a very, we can review the ambitions and the different objectives, but the thing is that we want to be very pragmatic and quick. So it means from July, there will be executive working group, which will start to work on the subjects.
Today is very hot here inside. I would suggest we go outside and show our community what wonderful environment we are in, right?
They will be all jealous, but yes, it's a pleasure.
Let's do
go outside. Yes, absolutely.
So much nicer here outside, a bit more relaxed style, right? To continue our discussion about circularity, and we see this fantastic tree here. Yeah, so we need to preserve the nature. So that's our all combined mission. And as Composites Launch, we always say,
fully agree on that. Absolutely.
We always say creating sustainable value. So you introduced us to this idea of the Circular Alliance, and now the European Commission has carried this out already with plastics, right? Yeah. Can you walk us through what did the Plastics Alliance achieve? What did they do maybe well that can be applied here also? And maybe what can be improved, and where do we divert from what plastics is doing to composites?
So we had this, that's clear that the alliance we have developed is inspired from what has been done by what we call CPA, the Circular Plastic Alliance. The difference, it's at that time, the European Commission decided, okay, we need to put some regulations and we need to gather all the industry together and for them to contribute. So they took the lead on that one. And they wanted to achieve very clear objectives in terms of quantities of volume recycled, but also develop standards. So what they opened the alliance in 2018, they closed it in 2023. You see, it's a short. I mean, 5 years is not so long.
Oh, the alliance is time.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But because they achieved their purpose, one of the things was to develop standards. And you know, there is no industry without standards. And standards about recycling, the quality of recycling, and also how to recycle. And so that was that part has been achieved. And then, because after that you had the COVID period and so on, in terms of volume achieved, they were not there yet, but the dynamic is there. So that's what they achieved. And from there, our president, Professor Roberto Frassine, he said, let's do the same for the composites. The composite, you have to know, is a small market compared to plastic. So the Commission could not really dedicate all their strengths for small markets. So we said, let's do it differently. We go to the Commission, we explain that we, as let's say a mature industry, saying we want to have a sustainable vision. We don't want to wait you to regulate. Yeah. We want to be proactive.
Proactive, yes.
And that's what we did. And then that's really the reason now we are let's say putting in place the things with all the industries coming in. And when I say the industries, you have the raw material, you have the transformers, the tier one, the OEM, but also we have the recyclers, which is very important, the waste management company. So all the value chain is here. And then
this also has to be orchestrated and organized, yeah?
That's really what is in front of us. So how it's going to work? Yeah. First, we have a kind of online kickoff meeting. In 3 weeks, we are going to propose different working groups because the issue is there. We have the volume of waste. We have also all the material which have been designed for composites, and we need to work in parallel, saying, okay, first we can recycle materials. So how do we do that? So we have to develop waste code. We have to work on the logistic of all these things. Then we have to work also with the recyclers. And what do we do with the recyclate, with the product which has been recycled? So we need to open new markets. We need somewhere, I would say, change the paradigm and stop saying it's possible to recycle, which is today we can demonstrate we can recycle.
Possible, yeah.
It's recycled. So it means, yes, we can do. And we have already a few, not more than a few, but some good examples around Europe demonstrating that it works. And it's a business case because what is very important is not only doing that technically, but make sure that it's a value, it's an opportunity for all the value chain. And it has to be a business case.
Okay, so let's have a walk to the lake. And then I have a final question to you. So how do you like it?
Wow. You know, I'm just enjoying looking at the view. That's fantastic.
Stunning view.
Very, inspiring also. That's good.
You cannot smell what we are smelling here, but there's a short, small, natural. The flowers are blooming right now, so it's incredible. And the water, as I said yesterday, they are fed by the Alps, by the glaciers. So it also takes, of course, some of the heat. Today is very, very warm, and the sun is bleching, we would say in Germany. Yeah. But that's another story. So come here and have your walk here. The last point, community, I would like to ask you is, by the bottom of my heart, please go and sign and participate in this Composites Circular Alliance, because the more people we have involved, the more power we will exert as a community. Raphael, how can people join this alliance?
What you said is absolutely perfect, nothing to add. So first, the Alliance is open for all players in the value chain of composites. Either you are a single expert, you are an industry, you are an association, you are an interested party. So it's very simple. You have to go on the EuCIA website or to flash the QR code, and then you have an access how to join. So you have to sign the declaration, and then you are a member. It's free of charge. And what the only things we expect from the community joining us, it's really to dedicate some time based on your expertise or your motivations and contribute on the different working groups, because the work has to be done will be through the working group. So the Alliance is to work, but we have to make it happen. So we have 2, 3, 4 years to do that. So we need to have the energy and to keep the momentum. So
it will be a compressed energy, compressed tasks. How many working groups do you expect?
So we expect at least 5 or 6. Okay. We haven't, and we have another session actually tomorrow to define the different working groups. And we will see also, depending on the participant, maybe we'll open some new working groups relevant. So it's also very interactive. Being part of the Alliance, you share your ideas. Okay,
make some input also and influence this also.
So we are, each working group, we have a specific mission, a specific barrier, or specific things to achieve. Yes. And then a chairman or chairwoman will be elected who is going to report to the rest of the things. So also there will be a lot of communication in between the working groups. That's the way it will be efficient. So
that sounds really already thought through and organized. Congratulations on your work, Raphael and Roberto, of course. And community, as I said, sign the letter. It's 1 minute where you put your name and drop your email address and get verified, and then off we go. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and maybe Ilkay, you can offer a tour of the people around here.
Yes, you're all invited here, but I'm leaving tomorrow also. Tomorrow back to Germany. How do we connect you with stories within the composites and sustainable materials industry? We are on the ground to find the facts. we examine big, innovative ideas. We let diverse perspectives on technology and sustainability emerge and ignite conversations that matter most to bring you the composites and sustainable materials world. Stay informed, stay connected, stay inspired. From our online studios in Germany, covering events and corporates from France, Italy, UK, Central Europe, and many more European regions. Join us for creating sustainable value.
With Composites 360 on Tour, Composites Lounge engineering talks, and Composites Lounge end-user panels hosted by Ilkay. Weekly on LinkedIn, YouTube, and your preferred podcasts.